Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com. Let me tell you, I'm watching The Voice of America. They just started the battle rounds. Let the battle begin. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little more at the end of the video about what I think. But right now, I'm going to just do a little bit of a rundown and tell you what happened. They started out, you know, they had a whole thing going on in the beginning where they talked about this, that, and the other. And they actually gave more of an explanation about exactly how the show is going to work, which they didn't do up front, and which I actually got from a few people who watched The Voice of Holland. And thank you very much for chiming in on my videos and letting me know what's going to happen and directing me to some videos that I can watch. So anyway, they started out with the battles. They started out with Christina. And she had the first battle round, you know, so we're all expecting this. Everybody's looking forward to it and stuff, you know. But they pulled out like probably the biggest one right away. They had Frenchie Davis battling Tarralyn and Ramsey, right? And they were doing single ladies. Christina said she picked it up tempo so that they could have fun and stuff like that. But, you know, I was thinking more like the voice we want to hear a little more. It could have been a little less up tempo, but whatever. They picked the song and they knew both of the girls was going to blow it out, you know, because they both sound good, right? So in the beginning, they showed, you know, like them working on it. And Christina brought her mentor. Each one is bring also their mentor with them. They're bringing a mentor for the people. So Christina brought this a woman named Sia, who I've never heard of, from Australia. Tell me if you know about her, if you know her. But she was helping mentor the girls. And so, you know, in the rehearsal, you know, there was kind of a little tension going on. And Tarralyn was saying, you know, she went to see Frenchie on Broadway and Rent, you know, and she really loved her. But, you know, this is about, you know, we gonna get to it. You know, it was all very like catty. But they kept it kind of cute catty until they actually went into for the first rehearsal, and they were rehearsing in the little ring, and then it got kind of heated, you know, which I'm sure is good for ratings, you know. And Tarralyn was like, "Oh, ain't nothing wrong, you know, but I'm gonna bring it," you know. And Frenchie was kind of like, just not feeling. She was just like. Giving major like drama, and it was just very funny. I don't know if it was all put on or what, you know, but yeah, they went and they did the battle round, you know. And I think it's funny how they have them walk in together, you know, so they can photograph them coming in together and all that good stuff, which is interesting, you know. So they come in and they're on the stage and they do single ladies. You know, I thought the girls blew it out. They both sounded good. I felt like Tarralyn was pushing a little much. She was trying to hit the higher notes, and in certain parts she just kind of went off. And yeah, so but Frenchie was just, for me, she was just laid back because she was chill. She did her thing. She stepped out the way. She did her thing. Bam, you know, she just like stick and move. You know, if we want to be in a boxing ring, let's talk about it. You know, she just stick and move. You know, Tarralyn was just trying to blow it out, and I think she just kind of blew it up. Basically, she was so. Anyway, they had all the judges give their input on, you know, the competition and on the two people, but only Christina could choose who was to go home and who was going to be staying, and she chose Frenchie. She said Frenchie did the best. So then next up, Blake had his competition people, and he picked Tyler Robinson and Patrick Thomas, and they were to do Elvis's Burning Love. And yeah, this was an interesting combination because it's a very country boy and then kind of a soul kind of singing boy who's kind of strange. I would call him kind of strange. I'm talking about the way goofy, kind of goofy. Yeah, kind of goofy and nerdy, right? So anyway, Reba McIntyre was there to help mentor, and you know, they didn't seem to have a whole lot of drama going on, you know, so they didn't show anything of them. They just showed them getting into the ring, and they both did well. You know, I thought Tyler outsung Patrick by a mile, but Blake took Patrick, even though two of the other judges said, you know, I would go with Tyler, but Blake took Patrick, and he's the country boy, so I think I see why he took him. Next up was Adam's team, and Adam had Weston and Tim Mahoney, and they did Leather and Lace, okay? And you know, their voices matched so well. Like if you close your eyes and listen to them, you know, you could almost not see when one was ending and the other one was beginning. You know, there's a little difference in there, but they were very well matched, I thought. So Casey Weston is the girl, and she was younger, you know, and she was very nervous. You know, she said she only been performing for 4 years, you know. And Tim Mahoney was very, you know, he'd been on the stage a lot, you know, he'd been traveling and touring and had so many like almost happens. and he was ready to have it happen for him. So they did the duet together, and I thought they sounded pretty good. You know, Adam gave quite a few notes to each of them, and I thought that they both executed them very well. But in the end, Adam went with Casey because he said he really liked the sound of her voice, and she really compared well to the original artist. Yeah, and Adam Blackstone was there, and he's Maroon 5's musical director. He was also helping Adam Levine out a lot, and it seemed to me like he was like, Adam Levine was just like, look at him like this. Like, what's going on, man? Come on, tell me. What should I do? What should I do? Next up was Cee Lo's team. And Cee Lo chose Vicci Matinez against Niki Dawson. And they were doing perfect by Pink. Cee Lo, when they did were in the ring and stuff like that, when he actually had Monica there helping to mentor them. And he just didn't seem to give a whole lot of advice to them. I guess they were perfect. Yeah, and they sounded very good together. They had a good blend going on. They went in and they really competed. You know, they sounded great, but like they were just like almost like at each other, and they were basically singing one to the other, and then they would go off and then they'd be back to each other. So that was kind of interesting. That made him more engaged than the other three performances. Everybody said that this round was probably the best round. They sounded the best. They did the best. They had something going. They had a chemistry going on, and everybody just like wanted both of them to stay, but of course one had to go home. And I thought that Niki Dawson should have won, but Cee Lo chose Vicci Matinez. But you know, like I said before, when you're choosing your coaches and stuff like that, you know, they should be careful who they choose, because like even though Cee Lo sent Niki home, she was coming over to him to give him a hug and stuff. He's like, you know, give me a call, don't worry about it, I got you, you know, because they're going to get to know these people. And you know, if nothing else, he might be able to get her some studio work, turn her on to some other people, to some producers and stuff like that. You know, so this is also another thing that's going on. She's out in round 1, but she's probably made a few fans, you know, so people who are supporting her and who can help her get further in her career. And that is another thing about doing any type of this, you know, competition show. You want to get to network and get to meet people and get to work with people, you know, and this is one great thing that there is in this competition, but also in Idol. I thought the battle rounds are going to be a lot more exciting. I thought it was going to be like, you know, almost like some rip your hair out, you know, roll on the floor, screaming and yelling, you know, just some real old down home singing. And it wasn't exactly that. And the show is coming on at 10 p.m., which is very much a sleepy time. So I don't know what is going to be said or how much market share they're going to have or anything like that. A few people told me I can't watch the show because, you know, my other show is already on or something like that, so they weren't watching the show. So I don't know what's going to happen with this, but tell me if you chimed in, if you watched, if you didn't watch, what did you think of the battle rounds? Did it live up to the hype? For me, no, it didn't live up to the hype, but I will be watching next week just to see how it goes. And whether to keep me or not, I don't know, but they really got to bring something next week for me to keep watching, because it just wasn't that interesting to me. All right, this is Robert Anton, RobertAnton.com. I'm out.